Starts and good morning, good afternoon, good evening. That's how I like to start because we have people all around the world. And I just want to welcome you to Doc Talk Live Q&A. And just know this, that I am here every Tuesday, okay, usually sharp at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But right now, we are in the process, okay, of moving into a 35 by 45-foot studio where we're going to actually be able to have many different sets. We'll have about 5 different sets in that studio, okay? Because from teaching you different techniques, body techniques, to interviewing people on Zoom, to having people live, we actually have a kitchen right in our studio that we're going to actually be teaching about whole plant-based diets, how you can make really beautiful sweet treats that aren't going to blow your brain out and that are actually healthy for you. Oh yeah, you know what? If we wanted to, if food corporations wanted to, they could make the most healthiest food so tasty, okay, but you got to understand something. Food corporations are actually owned by the tobacco industry, and the tobacco industry is owned by the petroleum industry, and the petroleum industry is owned by all of these families that pulled the COVID stunt, okay? So understand it's all tied in together, and you can say, what a conspiracy theorist, don't want to be on his show. Well, the reality is this, if you don't understand the game, then you're always going to be a victim. If you don't understand the game, you're always going to go for treatment, mentally, physically, emotionally, and you're just going to go around in circles because that's the way it is, okay? Think about it. Human beings are really quite intelligent, but their beliefs may not be intelligent because I'm not going to get into it in detail, but seeing how the brain is 90% subconscious, okay? You could program a human being to live in a dog cage and eat dog food. And even if they were released after a few years, they probably wouldn't be able to help themselves but check out the dog food aisle in a grocery store. And this is something that plays against us because the reality is we can't stay in the conscious moment enough to actually observe our own personality, okay, and actually be able to have logic that 90% of the population is programmed and ruled. And 90% of the population is the majority, and they don't rule the world. They're being ruled by corporations, and they're being sold off. Now, I don't mind being challenged. You can challenge me mentally, emotionally, on a physical level, or any level that you want. I love being challenged because it's very easy for me to explain myself because everything is so logical. It's based on nature. And, you know, if I ever say something to you and it's incorrect, it's not because I'm playing you, okay? So I'm not telling you I'm perfect, but I'm definitely going to answer your questions to the best of my ability because you matter, your questions matter, your family matters, and guess what? Your freedom matters. Your freedom cannot ever happen unless you have inner dependence and you actually understand something. You can become your own practitioner, your own hero. You can become your own lover. And I don't mean that in a twisted way. I'm trying to tell you that unconditional love for yourself, without that, you will never find your authentic self on this planet. Now, I'm open for any type of questions that come in, and we just got some. Let me see here. Oh, this is awesome. Deaf up to learn and be more healthy meals. Thank you, Dr. Wolf. Use DMSO and C60 on brown spots and clapping with the clapper. Yeah, brown spots are actually mold. Okay, so as we get older, everybody thinks that the brown spots are sunspots or aging spots. Where's my aging spots? Where's my aging spots? Where are they? I have none. So understand something. When she's talking about DMSO and C60 and putting them on the brown spots, they are actually called flags or signals. Really, they're called love messages from your body that you have taken enough antibiotics, taken enough sugar, enough flour, enough chemicals, enough poisons into you that you have turned the yeast in your large intestine into fungus, And the main one is antibiotics. And now these drill bit predators have actually made holes throughout your large intestine. And they call that leaky gut, but there's no leaky gut. It's leaky large intestine. And autoimmune disease is the body attacking itself, but it doesn't attack itself until you turn on these drill bit predators called fungus. You can call them Candida albicans, but there's many different types of fungus. And when you turn the yeast into fungus, it drills holes through your large intestine. And they know this. And whether you believe it or not, they push antibiotics. Doctors push antibiotics because they don't have a lot of other tricks in their bag, do they? Antibiotics, I got an earache. Antibiotics, I've got a sinus infection. Oh yeah, antibiotics. Okay, seriously, okay, somebody has an earache and they'll give them antibiotics. So that means it's got to go into their mouth, go all the way down 33 feet, go off like a bomb inside the large intestine. And because it does that in here, it's actually going to get rid of the earache. I want to see scientific documented proof, okay? And understand something. You have, whether it's me or anyone else in the health business, do not treat us like high priests from some kind of religion. And that's the way that doctors are treated. And you can't do that. You got to ask yourself, is this even logical? I mean, if I don't understand what they just said, is this even logical? Is it logical to take drugs? Is it logical to have somebody explain something to you and use this big name that you don't even know what it is because it means absolutely nothing? Most people will never, with arthritis, don't even look up in the dictionary to see what it is, and that's just inflammation of a joint. I'm telling you it right now. I think we've been really dumbed down because we've probably smoked too many joints, to be honest. Now, the reality is if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Okay, you can, questions can come in from Rumble. They can come in from Twitter, which is known as X. They can come in from Facebook. They can come in from YouTube. And they can come from Doc of Detox Telegram channel. And on the Doc of Detox Telegram channel, you'll find things there that we post that we could never, ever post on other channels. Okay? But you may want to check that out. Okay? So let's talk about let's talk about the way the whole system is set up. Now, do most people use the medical system as healthcare? Is the medical system actually in healthcare or are they in emergency care? You don't want to go to anybody, any health practitioner, unless they're going to empower you with what they know. You don't want to go to any practitioner unless they're doing and have what you want. You do get that, right? I mean, if you walk into a practitioner's office and they're overweight, okay, they got black circles under their eyes because their blood is so dirty because their liver's so backed up. Or they got bags under their eyes because their kidneys are screaming for water. Okay? Or they don't have time for you. You know, I'm going to tell you what you need to do and that's it. And I don't want to be questioned. So right away, why do you put up with this? Why do you put up with, whether it's a natural health practitioner or it's a medical practitioner, why do you put up with being disrespected? It's your body. They work for you. I work for you. You know, I'll come on here and we'll talk, and really, I might mention something that I might sell, but basically 90 to 95% of all my shows are me trying to sell you on loving and caring for yourself and telling you that you need to become from a victim to a hero, okay, to changing your beliefs. The only person that can do that is you. You know, you cannot go for a doctor's appointment and think a miracle is going to happen. The miracle is you, and creating a perfect day every day. If you could create one perfect day and you could repeat it, what would your life look like? What if you knew how to connect to your breath and stay there all day, wearing a slight smile? What if you knew that everything in the world that you're not trying to achieve is none of your business? What if everything that these psycho families do to try to distract you, disrupt you, to try to get you to be fearful, go to war with yourself and everyone else? Or what if you actually built a program in your mind that you did not pay attention to any of this anymore? How much more time, how much more energy would you have? What if you didn't have any beliefs that made you feel selfish and all you were doing was loving and caring for yourself? The majority of the population will find it very difficult to actually do this, or believe me. Will your amino boost break a fast? Yes, it will. But you know what wouldn't break a fast? Our SON formula. Can you grab that for me? It's okay, you can come in the show. Come on. It's all good. Yeah, sure. Okay, the lid's off of it because I just took some. If you look on our website, you'll see this. It's called SON formula. All right? Now, if you take these caplets, okay, and you take these caplets and you crush them, and then you put them in water, you won't break a fast. Now, why is that? Well, this product here is 99% absorbable. Did you know that SON formula has been out for 25 years? Nothing has been able to rival it. SON formula throughout Europe, and also we do it, but throughout Europe, we'll have cancer patients on 12 to 20. Now, I'm not a vegetarian. I don't believe in vegetarianism. Most vegetarians are weak. They have low iron. They're anemic usually. It's very difficult, see, because vegetarians can have their rice crackers and their fake cheese and their soya products, and it's too loosey-goosey. You know, what we teach, and I'm not telling you it's right, it's just different. We teach whole plant-based keto. So believe it or not, let's talk about amino acids. So I just took 4 of those, and now for the next 2 hours, I will feel stronger, more empowered. But the reality is I don't eat a lot of animal protein. I don't eat a lot of fish. I don't do that. It's very rare. I'm a lean, keen machine. Believe it or not, people think that eating animal products actually give you energy. No, that's not really true, because protein has to be broken down into amino acids, and that takes a lot of energy. And when you're younger, you noticed you could eat a lot more animal protein, and you didn't get bloated, and your farts didn't stink as much, your poo didn't stink as much. But if you eat a lot of protein, animal protein, and animal products, right, and do things like sugars, you've got really smelly armpits. Like, I have no smell from my armpits. And if you have a smell coming from your armpits, that means that you are rotting in your core. Did you know that? And you're going to go, that's not right. Everybody smells. Well, do you know why they have to wear a lot of perfume? Do you know why they have to do deodorant? Because they're rotting inside. Okay? And that's the truth. And, you know, when I want to smell nice, okay, like nicer than just regular, whatever that is, but I don't stink, trust me, I don't, because I have detoxified enough. I don't have any rotting tissue or any rotting fecal debris in my large intestine. And the average person has 9 pounds of rotten fecal debris in their large intestine. And you can take that to the bank. So people need to do deodorant, okay, because they smell so bad, or the acid coming out and the toxins just from their armpits will actually eat their clothes away. And you can see the stains, right, in people? Well, you're not supposed to have a stain. The only reason why you have a stain is because the sweat is toxic. Otherwise, we could say dirty, but it's not dirty, it's toxic. Okay? All right? So understand that animal protein and all concentrated proteins have to be broken down into amino acid. You know, if you ate just even a small bowl of beans, okay, and the way they do their beans here, refried beans, it's easy to digest. But if I did a small bowl of refried beans, I could eat a 12-ounce steak and it wouldn't give me the same amount of protein as those beans would. You can take that to the bank. Lentil soup, the same thing, easier to digest. Okay, it is a protein, but it's easier to change. I mean, you got to understand that when you're eating, why do you eat? Why do you eat? Oh, because I'm hungry, because I want energy. I eat because of energy. Did you ever take a look at it? How about this? How about 95% of the population eats in a way that as soon as they start to eat, because they're usually ravenous, because their foods don't have enough minerals and nutrients in it to turn off the hunger, so they're always hungry because they're eating empty, toxic food. And the reality is this, okay? You can eat forever until the cows come home, because you can eat a little bit, and all that your body's looking for is these high vibrational nutrients to turn off your hunger. Okay, so understand something. And those nutrients actually leave the body, and the only thing that stays behind, are you ready for this? Is actually the vibration and the light from the nutrients. Go figure. Isn't that something? There's real science. So when you go to eat a meal, if you don't know how to food combine, you're already in a mess. Okay, if you go to eat a meal and you're tired and you eat things that are harder to break down, it's going to rot in you. That's it. I'm exhausted. Well, if you're exhausted, then make a blender drink. If you're exhausted, then do juicing. Or you could make a blender drink and throw maybe a couple raw eggs in there, because raw eggs, okay, you'll absorb over 78%. Whereas if you cook the eggs and you're tired, you won't digest them well. And the reality is this, you'll only absorb 17% and the rest becomes wastage. So I can sit down, I'm really hungry, I'm tired, and then as soon as I start to eat and I eat a few bites, my blood sugar starts to balance, the glucose gets into my bloodstream, I feel energized. But honestly, you think I'm wrong? I did this video called Spoiled Rotten, and it's actually just 24 hours in the life of the all-American couple. And the reality is this, everybody eats anything and everything, almost everyone, the majority of the population does. They'll put everything on their plate. They don't understand that proteins and starches don't like to go together. They don't understand that 2 proteins at a meal is too much. 2 different proteins at a meal is too much for every human, even if you're a blood type O. Okay? If you're a blood type A, you are going to rock your world. And you know, I love this part, okay? So we've got a bunch of O's, because there's mainly O blood type in the world. And O blood type can basically digest nails, and they could eat the butt out of a rhino. I'm serious. The O's have they're a lot stronger at breaking down animal protein. And then there's somebody in the family that is blood type A or AB, and they've got digestive disorders, they're complaining all the time, and the family goes, oh my God, you're always complaining. Well, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Well, blood type does come in about that. You know, if I had, let's say I ate animal protein tonight, I might get away with it again tomorrow, but if I did it by the 3rd day being a blood type A, it's going to cause me trouble. And understand something too, like I said, no 2 different proteins at a meal. And remember what I said about the people, they sit down, they're starving, and they start eating, and they start feeling better in the first 10 minutes. And then 20 minutes later after the meal, they just want to sit down, they're going to fall asleep on the couch. Why? Because they didn't chew their food, they did not drink their solids and chew their liquids. Well, what does that mean? Well, that means that you chewed your food enough that it's a liquid. It's a liquid. Your body will pull it down when it's a liquid. You know, if you're the type of person that has to sit at your table, kitchen table, and you're eating, and you have to drink liquid at that meal, that means it's saying that you're so dehydrated, you can't make enough saliva to actually swallow the food. You are in so much trouble, you have no idea. So understand something. In Mexico, you would be very surprised at how many families serve Coca-Cola at breakfast, lunch, and supper. I'm not kidding. And you know why? Well, because guess what? They're addicted to it. It actually releases dopamine. You know, you ever see people with a bag of donuts like Krispy Kremes or a bottle of Coke? I swear to God, nobody said anything to them, but they're smiling. They're smiling. And do you know why? Because they're getting ready, because just looking at the Coke, they know, wow, because it will release dopamine, but you're going to pay a heavy price. why when you go to the restaurant, they ask you what alcohol you want to drink or what bread you'd like, or would you like some bread? Because it will actually shut down your frontal lobe, and then guess what? You'll overeat because it releases dopamine, but it still shuts down your frontal lobe. Isn't that cool? The sugar and the flour products, they shut down your frontal lobe. They release dopamine, makes you happier. So you can't think straight, but you know that you're really excited. Okay, so think about that. So what people do is they're starving. People are eating all the time, but they're malnourished. And it's getting worse. And it's not going to get better. The only way it would get better is if actually they taught something in school. I mean, God, by the time somebody gets out of school, all they know how to do is make cookies, right? Chocolate chip cookies. Or you ever notice that in school you get to make everything that's not good for you? You do know that's a plan and a plot, right? You do know that the Rockefellers said that if we could have people go to school for 12 years, they will be robots for the rest of their life. If we can get them to go to college, then they will not just be robotic, but they will never think any differently than we want them to. If we can get them to go to university, everybody will say they're so smart because they have so much information. But those are the people that will run our nation and enslave the rest of the majority. You think I'm kidding? Why don't you take a good look around and just sit back with it and don't look at it as a negative. Just look at it as a game and look at it as the whole thing being set up. I mean, nutritional hygienists that work in hospitals or that are approved by hospitals, they don't know anything about hygiene. They don't know what real health and eating is, and they get so offended because they had the government stamp of approval, which I'll never get the government stamp of approval, but I've got enough other approvals of people that respect me and that I respect them. I don't respect the government. I don't hate the government. I don't respect them. I don't respect the medical system, except that it will save somebody who's in a critical situation or has a sports injury or a car accident. But what the heck are they doing in everybody's lives daily? That's why everybody is becoming an emergency. But let's get back to eating. People don't know how to eat properly. When you eat something, do you actually say to yourself, how much light will this bring in? What type of frequency will this bring in? No. But guess what? Do you even say, what kind of nutrition is in here? What are the minerals? What are the enzymes? Okay? What are the coenzymes? What are the antioxidants I'll find in here? Okay? And understand something, all fruit and all vegetables have structured water. Wow, isn't that something? All rainwater comes down as structured water. And that's all we try to do is to get people to drink structured water. Let me see if I've got any questions. What is the best way to get zinc in the diet? I eat little animal protein and no seafood. Blood type O. Blood type O will digest animal protein better. And seafood, yeah, it's not great. You know, I will go have red snapper. They swim in the middle of the ocean. They don't swim at the top. They don't swim at the bottom. Just know everybody that's doing lobster, everybody does crabs, everybody that does mussels, clams, or anything that's at the bottom. These guys, do you ever notice if you were to boil clams, mussels, or lobster, or shrimp, or let me see, what else? There's others. But if you boil it, you can actually smell, and it smells rotten like a garbage can. You know what? When I was a kid, I used to live in Newfoundland. I lived in Nova Scotia, and we used to eat this all the time. And I used to say to my mother, this is true, that's why I remember. I used to say to my mother, Mom, I really don't get this. But this food smells like a garbage can when you boil it. No, but it really did. It really did. And that's because they're bottom feeders and they clean all the dead stuff off the bottom of the ocean. There's a true story. You can't eat dead, rotting food, okay? And then think that you're going to turn out to be something really healthy for someone else to eat, okay? To get zinc in the body, please take a look at the Perfect Day Multi. Our Perfect Day Multi has 150 organic, natural nutrients. Listen, it's your best bang for your buck. Two best bangs for your buck. our Perfect Day Multi, and our Beyond Ormus Minerals. Let me see here if I can grab it. Can you hand me the Perfect Day Multi and the Beyond Ormus Minerals? Perfect Day Multi, right there. Nope, right there. Okay, and can you turn that one around a little bit, please? Thank you. Okay, so if you wanted to go basic and you didn't want to, you don't have a lot of money, I would get the Daily Cleansing Tea, okay? I would get these three things, that's it. If I didn't have a lot of money, I would get Daily Cleansing Tea, and I'm going to tell you why. This is not a sales pitch. I mean, look at guys, and let me put my phone number up. Because you can call me if you ever have health questions, I'll call you back. But let me just grab this again. Okay, so Daily Cleansing Tea. You can take this morning and night. It tastes like iced tea. It's not a laxative. You know when people decide to clean their bowels out? When they can't go. You're a little late. You know when people decide to drink water? When they're dehydrated. You're a little late. Okay? Do you know why you can't think straight? Because you're dehydrated. The first thing that dehydrates is the brain. The brain needs water. It needs to be cooled down. I hope you're getting this. And structured water is the best water. And I will be bringing out something in about 3 weeks. And it is the most powerful energy medicine device when it comes to your water. Nothing touches it on the planet. And this device is just over $500. And anybody can afford it. So between getting a structured water unit and this device, you will have the world's best water. And I'm telling you, you will. We'll have all the science to prove it. It'll be better than spending $4,000 on a Kangen water unit. I promise you. I promise you. So all of you that always wanted to buy a Kangen water unit because it'll change the pH, it'll put in electrons, it'll release hydrogen. This unit does it better. Okay? All right? And then with a structured water unit, you're off to the races. So, Daily Cleansing Tea is not a laxative, not a stimulant. It goes in and supports the large intestine mainly, the kidneys, your skin, your lungs, your blood, and your liver, and your lymph system. It does all of that. And it's not a laxative, and you can take it every morning and every night. And if you did that, just know this, you would not have 85% of the negative symptoms that you believe are negative symptoms when all they are is just messages from your body that you've got stagnation and sluggishness in the large intestine, which is your holy grail of immune system. 85% of your immune system is your large intestine. Leaky gut is your large intestine. Do you get this? And if you take a look, where are people the most out of shape in the world today? Their large intestine. And do you know why? That sucker's blowing up. You know when you see somebody and it looks like they swallowed a beach ball? That's because they are rotting so much that if you took a pin and you poked the pin through their stomach, they would probably blow around the room like because of all the gas. No, they wouldn't. But I'm telling you, they're full of gas. Why do you think the tummy is sticking straight out and when you touch it, it's really tight? That's because the bacteria is called Endobacterium and it's giving off all this gas. And you know what? Do you know what the only virus is in this world that I know of? It's called gas ass. Okay? That's a joke. But that's the biggest problem because understand something. That's what's killing people is the gas from having a private manure pile. Understand something. If you have to loosen your belt an inch, halfway or near the end of the day, how's that gas ass? If your feet swell and they don't fit in your shoes by the end of the day, you've got gas ass. If your legs swell, okay, if you get low back pain throughout the day, it's gas ass. And understand something, just so you know, that large intestine, I hope you know this, tomorrow for my one-a-day, I'm going to be bringing on an audio from the top surgeon out of New York. And he's with one of the people, her name is, well, I won't give you her name. Anyways, but she was going to go for surgery. She's never had to go for surgery. And I could give you thousands of people who were booked for surgery that don't have to go to surgery that we have reversed with Wolf Non-Surgical. and with our nutritional and with the things that we do in teaching people how to do a perfect day. But the first thing is the daily cleansing tea. It's worth gold to you. How would you like to get rid of 85% of your problems just by doing that? And then if you were to nutritionally, if you could afford it, add black gold and do like a berry smoothie, which you'll find in my PDG free guide. Let me see if I can bring that up. One sec. Can you get that working for me, please? I'll just keep yakking. So if you could do daily cleansing tea and black gold, we just looked after your digestive tract, which is the highway of life, okay? So just know that. Thank you so much, Carla. There it is. That's my PDG free guide. Everything you've ever wanted to know on how to take your life back emotionally, mentally, and physically. It's in here and it's free. And if you like it, you can call us, and for $75, we've got a $6 profit on this thing. We will send you yours, okay? All right? We'll send you yours anywhere in North America, and if you're outside of North America, we will chip in $25, okay, for the shipping, and then you'll have to look after the rest, all right? And for anybody that are health practitioners, if you can prove it, then we will go further with this with you. Okay, all right? Okay, now let me go back to, but you'll find everything I talk about is going to give you guidance in here, okay? And you don't have to pay for it, just go here, pdgfree.com, okay? Now let's get back to this. So if you did black gold, which is the only humic fulvic that hasn't been processed with chemicals, okay? And let me see if I can find my black gold right there. Can I have that jar, please? So our black gold comes from Alberta. It's the cleanest, purest site for black. There's black gold right here. And you can give this to your pets, your children, yourself. This actually creates and brings back mummy's bacteria better than any bacterial product on the planet. This used to be in all the soil. It's gone now. Okay? You know they've been trying to undermine our whole way of living, right? So our black gold, okay, can go into your smoothie you make. And if you did a teaspoon once a day, great. If you can do a teaspoon twice a day, better. And do a smoothie twice a day. And try to make it berries because they're the highest in antioxidants. And in the guide, you're going to find all that information. Plus, you're going to find smoothie recipes, salads, soups, all kinds of things to help you with your whole plant-based keto diet. And if you want to take it further, you can get a consult for $150. And that consult is going to give you lifetime support, phone support. Okay, that means you can call as often as you want. You think about that. You're never bothering us. Just go for it. Okay? Now, we talked about the two things for the digestive tract. Nutritionally speaking, there's not another multi out there like this. You know, I said on a show, okay? I said on a show that a Perfect Day multi will outdo every multi-nutritional out there, and even for pregnant women. And guess what? I had a gentleman call me, a doctor, okay, and he challenged me, and that was it. It was over. The reality is this, is you got to get this. Whether you're talking about the medical system or you're talking about veterinarians, they're not health doctors. You tell me veterinarians are health doctors, and I'll tell you why is it that our pets are sicker than they've ever been? Why is it that dogs have more cancer than anything else? Because they eat more of the science diet. They eat more of the Purina. That stuff is crap, okay? They have tried to use science to BS us. Just like they do to humans, they do it to our pets. And this is big pharma again. I hope you get this. This is food corporations. I hope you get this. Okay? All right? You know, their dog food is as good as most of the food that we eat, that people get. Any processed food is about as good as dog food. And some dog food is better than the food that we feed our family. Go figure on that one. So anyways, and then let's talk about this. Beyond Ormus Minerals, our trace minerals come from the runoff of the Arctic. And guess what? Those runoffs go into the ocean. That then takes up, that minerals gets taken up by the plants, and now it gets made into plant minerals, which the human body can handle. The human body does not handle rock minerals. So now it's plant minerals, and we have 92 essential minerals in our product. 92, the highest of any product, and the highest electrical charge. And then we do a 3-week process and make it into Ormus. And if you know about Ormus, that means that the product now doesn't just work on the physical level, it works on the emotional, etheric level, and you'll feel it. You do 40 drops a day as an adult, you're gonna rock it. If you, everything that we do it about 150 pounds, let's say. Anything over that, you know, just know that if you're overweight, for every 10 pounds that you're overweight, you have to increase what you take by 20%. Because the reality is the infection that creates the inflammation is destroying your immune system. And we need to really jack you up higher to bring higher vibration up, because you're going down. Everything is vibrational. So I need you to get this. So if 40 drops were of the Ormus minerals, okay, if 40 drops of the Ormus minerals were for an adult, if the child weighs 50 pounds, then that's 1/3, right? And if you have a chronic illness or you just want to rock your world, you'll do 80 drops. I do 80 to 120 drops. It's still inexpensive. Our product's so inexpensive. And understand something. And then when they tell you to do Gatorade, just know this: you are drinking straight cancer. That's it. It's one of the most cancer-causing things. And look at the kids have it. You know, I was at our head office here is in Zihuatanejo, Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, Mexico. And I went, whoa, who owns this? And I wasn't trying to judge anyone, but one of the people we owned it, you know, see, I'm not going to judge them. That was that blue Gatorade in the fridge. And I go, who owns this? Because I thought, wow, how'd this get here? And then they said, da-da-da. Well, I just didn't say a word. I just put it back, walked away, because I'm not going to try to change people. My gosh, she works for us. And and understand something. It's not because she's stupid. She's addicted. You have to understand, people aren't stupid. And when we say people have been dumbed down, well, of course, you've been dumbed down. If you're going to do things that have drugs and chemicals and heavy metals, okay, and they're loaded with processed sugars, then guess what? You're going to fry your brain. And that's what it's all about. How do you make a slave? You fry their brain. How do you make a slave? You get them to drink, eat, and do disrespectful things to themselves, because then they're going to do it to their family, aren't they? Okay, just remember, you can only give what you are. You can only give what you do for yourself. You know, and believe it or not, don't give me the BS, dysfunctional belief system. Don't tell me I love my family so much. You can only love your family as much as you love yourself. And if you're and guess what? If you love yourself unconditionally, you'll do it for them. But I'll tell you something right now. You'll play love ransom if you don't unconditionally love yourself, because you're needing them to fill up your heart and let you know that all the work and all the suffering that you're doing, you know, there's a payoff at the end of the day. How's that working for you? So anyways, we've all been kind of loop-de-looped, you know, and the reality is I get it. I get it. My God, where would I be if I wasn't in business, in the business of health and helping people? I don't know. When I was younger, I was so wild, you know, between the drugs, the alcohol, and just the outrageous things I would do to get attention. Seriously, it wouldn't have been good. I definitely wouldn't look as good as this. And I'm not saying I look good, but my God, I'd look terrible because my personality is go for it all. So whether I'm an alcoholic or a drug addict or a health professional, I'm going to go for it all. So you better pick your vices. And I've got really great vices. And I love taking massive personal action for myself and everyone else. You know, I am just like so excited that I will love and care for myself to the point that I will love and care for people that don't want to even like me. Think about that. That is the greatest freedom in the world, to want to help people that don't even like you or that want to attack you. You still want to see that they do well. This isn't some kind of sales pitch. I'm not going to get any money for saying this. But I'm telling you, what a freedom I have now. I just love to love people, even if they don't love me. It is just like super exciting. It feels like I'm home. It takes work. It takes work. And that work is repetition. You know what? It doesn't matter. If you were to do 2 hours of something every night for 6 months, you would be in the top 5% of whatever that is. And understand something. Most of the population, they're doing 2 hours of Netflix. So they're in the top 5% of those people that are being numbed out and programmed. Thank you very much. Okay, so where were we? Let's see if we've got any questions here. I think I've said enough that I must have stirred something up. Bear with me. To nourish, this is Felicia, to nourish. We eat to nourish our body for fuel. So what if you said this, Felicia? Maybe you do already. Hey kids, time to nourish our bodies. No, we don't do that. Hey kids, are you hungry? Really? Well, they're always starving, Mom, because you're not feeding them high vibrational foods. Hey kids, time to eat. That's right, we're eating machines. Just step on my foot. My mouth will drop open. You can shove anything in there. Okay, all right? And that's the truth for most people. I have to say, juice recipes in your book are the best I've ever tasted. Simply quick and delicious. I'm making them as we speak. My body has been craving juice. No, your body's not craving juice. Your body is craving light and high frequency. Please start saying that. Because when you look at something, when you purchase something, you ask yourself, how much light will it contain? How much frequency? Let me tell you something. There is not another trace mineral product that has as much light or frequency, and I will challenge anyone to test this because we've already did. So if you want trace minerals and the best mineral product going, this is it. Okay? As far as the Perfect Day Multi, these are all concentrated organic nutrients, 150. Go take a look at it and understand something. It's all about vibration. It's all about light. Okay? You eat big meals. My son went there. Now, I'm not really sure. This is the garbage truck coming. We won't have to hear this after we move. We're moving into a 35 by 40 studio, okay? And where this studio is, there's not another house within miles. Not miles, blocks, I'll say. Okay, so we'll hear them coming. But they're playing their music, because guess what? If I worked on the garbage truck, I'd want to dance and sing too, wouldn't you? Okay, so anyway, Sharon, you eat big meals. My son went there. Sharon, I don't eat big meals. So there you go. So why don't you challenge me on that, okay? So let me see, what did I have last night? So last night I went and had a salad and I had lentil soup. What did I have the night before? I had a large salad and a huge baked potato, okay? What did I have the night before? Well, the day before that, I had a fresh red snapper grilled, okay? And I had some steamed vegetables. I eat one meal a day, Sharon. You know what I like? I like how people know me. It's so surprising how people just know my lifestyle. People don't know my lifestyle. You know what I talk about here, but you don't know how I live. And what I tell is the truth. I don't lie. Remember something, I don't need anything from anyone. I just want to shine my light on the world, whether you believe it or not. I don't need to lie because I'm not fearful of Sharon. I'm not fearful of the government. I'm not fearful of the medical system. They've all tried to come after me by talking the truth. And I'm always going to tell the truth because guess what? because the truth will set you free. And I need to tell the truth, and I need to stand up for myself, and no matter what I am, I'm going to say what I am and who I am, because guess what? I'm not going to take it personal, and I don't need approval from anybody, okay? And the reality is I have nothing to hide. You know, I could have let Sharon's comment go, but why should I? Because it's not true. And this is what people will do. Sharon's never been here. And like I sat down and ate with her son or something, seriously. So it's funny how people will say things, you know? You know, I have a tendency to say this, you know, and what do I say to everyone? And I say it because it's a really important thing. What if you looked for things that were going to change your life and you didn't look for things negative? What if? What if you minded your own business from the moment you rise until you close your eyes? What if? Remember, when I come on this platform, I'm not out to change anyone. I'm here to show you the menu that I live by and what I believe in. And then if you need to just go and, I'll have one of those, and maybe I'll take one of those. Or maybe I want none of it. LOL, that's so true. Oh, blood types can eat rocks. Yeah, but here's the deal. If I can tell you about, I know we're a little bit all over the place, but let's just have some fun. It's Doc Talk. And when somebody puts a question in, I'm going to be there. Okay? So here it is. Okay. So, Dr. James D'Adamo wrote the book about blood type. I lived in Toronto, Canada, and Dr. D'Adamo's clinic was 4 blocks from mine. I would meet with Dr. D'Adamo, usually once a month, twice a month. We'd meet on Thursdays, not all the time, and we would talk about things. I had a colon therapy clinic with Wolf and Non-Surgical. Basically, I don't do the colon therapy anymore because I don't really believe in colon irrigation the way people do it now. I think it makes people lazy, and I think it can disrupt things. But that's just a personal opinion. But, you know, trust me, I ran a school and taught it for many years. And I'm not saying I'm not against it because it could save lives. But let's get off of that topic now. So anyways, Dr. James D'Adamo wrote the blood type book. And we used to talk. And if you follow his book, I think it's crazy. I tried to with my patients. It didn't work. But he is right. O-type can eat the butt out of a rhino on the run. And the reality is this. A-type, which I am, I'm A negative. Now, if I eat animal protein or flesh, and I do that, one day I can get away with it. If I do it for 2 days, risky, third day, I'm in trouble. Okay? And the reality is this, is O-types are more caveman blood type. I'm not putting anybody down. I'm trying to tell you that's the blood type. We weren't cavemen. Anyways, I'm not going to go with all that other stuff and the whole monkey thing. That's all crazy too. But it's more caveman blood type where they can eat more animal products. Now, you've got O, you've got A, you've got A, B, and you got B. So the O can eat more protein than anyone else, but here's the problem. O types, guess what? Even though I don't feel anything, I feel fine. Well, the problem is it's not the stomach and the large and the small intestine, it's the large intestine. You'll find O types will go, I didn't feel anything. Oh my God, but then there was something wrong and I went to the doctor and I have a tumor the size of a cantaloupe. With an O type, they don't feel it until it's bam, too late. An A type like myself, if I eat something that's incorrect or off, I feel it tonight. I feel it tonight. I pay right away. AB, they will pay right away, but not as fast as A. And B will pay too, but they have a little bit more resistance. So see, A, super sensitive. Okay, all right. AB, still sensitive, but it won't hit them as hard. B, not as sensitive as the AB. And O, no sensitive. But the problem is there's a rumor that now I've got a tumor. So that's the problem. So the reality is this, just because you can get away with something, how many dead animals do you have to eat to become alive? Let me think. You are eating a carcass. There is no light in the flesh. There is not a lot of frequency in there because there's no light. The spirit of it, that's okay. The spirit is gone, right? The animal is dead, and I'm not trying to pick on anybody who eats animals, but the animal is dead. So it takes a lot more energy to digest it, correct? Yes or no? So the fresher it is, the more important it is. And it's very important that if you're going to eat animal products that you chew them until they become a liquid in your mouth, because you don't have a second set of teeth in your stomach. So the O will get away with it when he takes it down in chunks, but an A won't, an AB won't. It'll be worse. Different people in the family, check their blood type, you're going to see that I'm right. And then food combining is really important. Like even the O will get away with it while they're younger, but don't you worry. The O type, when they have animal protein and then they have potatoes, your meat and potato man, he's bloated. He looks like he swallowed a what? A beach ball. And that's because, yes, it digested in the stomach. It went through the small intestine, but it rotted in his large intestine. Why don't you go take a look at how many O's have rectal and bowel cancer, especially men, because they overeat animal protein because they're going to be big and strong, right? And yes, I get it. If you want to be as big as an animal, go ahead. Eat animals. Eat as many animals as you can. You'll be big and strong, and you'll have arthritis. You'll be stiff. You'll have kidney problems, because kidney problems come from too much animal protein and sugar. And, of course, dehydration and drinking the wrong water, not enough of it. So it's not just one thing. Yeah, that whole eating thing. You know, just think about this. Food corporations don't care what you eat and how much you eat. And they're actually eating you. They're selling you off by the pound. And reality is how many people are watching this show right now? If I asked them, they'd say they have a great diet, and I could go into their house and I could show them so much poison, it would blow their minds. Did you really research it? Download the Bobby app on your phone and then scan the barcode. And then if it's not over 90, then guess what? You're going to go down in flames. And there's other apps too, but I think Bobby's pretty clean still. So Sharon Lorraine Day says, I'm O negative. Sure, but guess what? That doesn't mean you get a free ticket to read all the animals you want, even though you probably will go, oh, I have to eat animals. That's what people say to me. I have to eat animal products. I do. Well, no, you don't. You just need to change your lifestyle that you're getting the amino acids that your body needs, because they are building blocks and you can get them, but you've never ever changed your diet to the point that you are doing whole plant-based protein like beans, lentils, avocado, because avocado is a protein, starch, fatty. It's like a whole meal. That's why when you do avocado, you can mix a little bit with your blender drink, but you're better off to just eat a half an avocado. If it's a half decent size, put some really good salt, like real salt, Himalayan salt, Celtic salt, and then squeeze some lemon on it. Oh my God, it's delicious. That would be a whole meal for me. Inger, what is the best way to get zinc? Okay, I already told you. The best way is actually here, this product, okay? I don't really count on nutrition being in anything anymore. How do you reduce the population of the world? I hope you know that everything that they do is about reducing the population of the world, whether you're talking about the BS climate change or the BS COVID. And I don't really care if people get upset with me, because for one thing, most people didn't look up the definition of a virus, which means just toxin or poison in Greek. And I don't know, when was the last time that a toxin could actually jump 1 inch, less 6 feet? Let's get over it. And if somebody really wants, I can explain what a virus is, and I can go into detail on its real science. Why don't you do your homework instead of just passing BS, the wrong belief systems around? That would be really cool. But the majority of the population is always going to be talking all the time and not knowing what they're saying. Did you get that? Okay. All right. I'm O negative and allergic to seafood. Understand something right now. I already told you most seafood, it's got nothing to do with that. Seafood's got nothing to do with the O part. So, you know, you can eat seafood easier, but the reality is that people that are sick from seafood all the time, it just means you have a bowel problem. I already told you that seafood, what kind of seafood? If it lives at the bottom, you can't be allergic to fish. I don't believe that. And I'm going to tell you something too. A lot of people are allergic to things because they told they were. No. Let me tell you something. It's mind over matter. I mean, you've heard it a million times. Mind over matter, mind over matter. Do you know that I have everything I have because of the way I live? Do you know that you have everything you have because of the way you live, whether it's finances or whether it's health, okay, or whether it's relationships? You have everything you have because of the way you think and speak, okay? The way you think and speak. I'm going to tell you something right now. I got people that used to come here, and I used to, when we would make blender drinks for them, and understand something, I'd want to prove it to them, and I'll do it again. I mean, I'll do it again, but I'll only do it to the people I know that will appreciate the fact. I'm allergic to eggs. I can't eat eggs. I'm allergic to eggs. I'll take a raw egg, I'll make them a blender drink, and put that raw egg into organic berries, coconut milk. I'll maybe put a little bit of black gold in there. That's the way I make it. And then I'll say, here, what do you think of this? Okay, and I'll go, do you like it? Oh yeah, that's really delicious, like a milkshake. That tastes really good. Okay, and I'll go, and then I'll wait until they're done drinking it, and I'll go, how do you feel? Oh, I feel amazing. Yeah, okay, I put raw eggs in there. Okay, and I'll only do that to people that I know that they won't be offended by it or think I try to pull something on them. Okay, and just know that. Okay, and guess what, guys? You can have an allergy to things that are toxic. I get it, and that's not an allergy. They're toxic. Okay, and then guess what? How about this? Did you know that 99% of the people out there that say they have allergies, there are no allergies? It's the inability to digest something because you have blockages throughout your intestines. Did you get that? And understand something right now. When people said, I went out last night and I got food poison, no, you didn't. You didn't get food poison. You were poisoned already. Not everybody got sick. You got sick. You got sick because guess what? Inner terrain is everything. The vibration of your inner terrain, the integrity of the tissue is everything. Let me tell you something. 99 out of 100 people have parasites. That's scientifically documented. Okay? Bad ones. Because there are good parasites too. And understand this, I don't have bad parasites. It's impossible. Because I understand the science of parasites. Okay, what came first? The swamp or the mosquito? The swamp. Okay? What came first? The overripe fruit or the fruit flies? And then where did the fruit flies come from? Was there a fruit fly calling and we called out the fruit flies around the world and they came to save us? No. Okay, the fruit flies were actually created by the spoiled fruit. The fruit flies didn't exist, but they did exist. Fruit fly DNA was right in the fruit, was not activated until the fruit was going bad. You won't have worms, you won't have fungus, you won't have bad bacteria if you have tissue integrity. But then you'd actually have to start making the right decisions. Look at, there are so many people that sell parasite cleanses. I will never sell a parasite cleanse. We don't need a parasite cleanse. What we need is we need an environment where the vibration's so high that it doesn't call in the worms. It doesn't call in the fungus. It doesn't call in the bad bacteria. And I'm right. I'm right. I don't have to do a liver cleanse because my liver doesn't need to be cleansed. I don't need to do an advanced water fast because I'm always fasting. If I'm not doing a juice fast, I'm doing a water fast with Black Diamond and my nutraceuticals because we do an advanced water fast where we're building up energy, bypassing the Krebs cycle, never turning on the digestive tract, but creating more autophagy and more stem cells than any other water fast you could do. So the reality is like I said to Sharon, I don't eat big meals. That's not even true. I couldn't do it. Why would I do that? There's no science behind eating a big meal. Honey, are you full yet? Every person that honey says, are you full yet, is rotting out. Okay, are you full yet? Oh, eating seconds. Who eats seconds? Who eats thirds? Somebody that's suppressing their emotions. That's not true, I'm just hungry. No, you're hungry for love and you're not getting it. And if you were giving it to yourself, you wouldn't be suppressing everything and trying to suppress it with all that food. And I am right. I got 25 years of psychology here. And the reality is I will never lie again, except to a government official or to a dentist. I lied to my dentist. She wanted me, because we did a whole bunch of dental work, and she said, well, I'm not going to do the work unless you take these antibiotics, because I really have to do it, because the dental association said if I don't do it, that I could get in big trouble because your life could be in jeopardy. Okay, I'll take them. So I come back to her. She goes, see, don't you feel better that you took those antibiotics? Your mouth looks so good. You have no infection, no inflammation. Elizabeth, I didn't take the antibiotics. What? Your mouth, it looks so good. And I did all that work. I did all that work on you in 3 days that I should have done in 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I go, no, I don't have any infection. I didn't have any inflammation either. Really? Yeah. And I'm not going to lie to you ever again, but I had to, because I didn't want you to worry about losing your license. Talk about fear-mongering. I'm not taking an atomic bomb for anybody. I already told you, dentists are not into health. Medical doctors are not into health. You can believe whatever you want. Oh my God, but they saved my life. Yeah, well, so what? They're lifesavers. Great. Okay? They're also the third leading cause of you know what. So the reality is here is that, you know, you can, like I said earlier, you can program a human to do anything and believe anything. And you know what? And this is why we need to love and care for ourselves and each other. And I mean everybody. We should be loving and caring for everyone. Yes, I get it. There are people that you think are really bad. No, they've got bad beliefs. I'm not going to curse them. I'm not going to hate them. You know what that's going to do to me? I'm going to waste my energy, waste my time. What good is that? Isn't it great that we hate each other? That we hate this religion, that religion? Geez, we even hate food. I hate broccoli. Why would you? What did it ever do to you? Oh, one night I was walking through the garden and I got bit by a broccoli. Can you please elaborate on blood pressure, high blood pressure, any connection? Oh, for gosh sakes, high blood pressure, not drinking enough structured, high frequency, energy charged water. That's the first thing. Next thing is high blood pressure, bowel problem. You have blockages. Let me tell you something. If there was a river and the river was flowing and I built a dam, would that slow the river up? And would the pressure be coming up against the dam still, or would there be no pressure? Of course there's pressure. Let's put another dam, another dam. The more blocks you have, the higher the pressure is. People don't die from high blood pressure. High blood pressure is showing you that you actually have many blocks in your body. And understand something, you don't drink enough water. Your bowels don't move properly. Okay, you probably have adhesions or scar tissue, okay, wrapping around your intestines. Do you understand this? Okay, and that's the God's truth. Remember something, if you had perfect circulation, you'd have perfect health. And everything that we do goes to help you have better circulation, all about circulation. If you got perfect circulation, then you don't have it, then you don't have stagnation. If you don't have stagnation, then you don't have putrefaction. If you don't have putrefaction, then you don't have inflammation. If you don't have inflammation, then you don't have scar tissue formation and calcification and crystallization, and you don't have bowel blockages. Oh yeah, but I go every day. Well, not everything comes out, okay? All right, just like how 99 out of 100 people will have worms, 99 out of 100 people have bowel problems. They don't even know it because they compare themselves to only what they've been doing all their life and comparing themselves to the other people in the family that eat similar. There, thank you very much. There's nothing genetic about it. It's epigenetic. We pass down our habits, our rituals. we pass down our belief systems. Dangers. Blood pressure changes so fast after we eat. Hard to get correct reading. Well, Inger, you're not eating right. And you also need to do an advanced water fast. You need to do the ultimate coffee enema to purge your liver. You need to do the black diamond, the black gold and the daily cleansing tea to start moving the waste out and bring down the load. That's what you need to do. Inger, why don't you type in here, have you had a perfect day consultation? Would you like to come on and do a live with me? If you want to do a live with me, Inger, I've seen you here often. I won't even charge you. But the reality is, until somebody goes through your day and you make changes in your reality, which is driven by your personality, it's always going to stay. Why don't you go and see all the specialists around the world that you want? You're going to find out your blood pressure is not going to get any better. And if it does, maybe there's a drug that'll open something up, but then it'll also blow something up, won't it? So the reality is you're just not saying, I will take total responsibility for my blood pressure, and I know that it's something I eat, drink, or think. There it is. That's it. You haven't had a consult, and if you did, they didn't do a very good job. And it's only $150. Okay, I am actually going to be doing an article on blood pressure because it's coming up more and more. And guess what? It is such a moneymaker. Most people wouldn't know they had blood pressure unless everybody talked about it. And every time you go to test your blood pressure, you get really anxiety, and then you drive your blood pressure up. Anybody that tests their blood pressure every day is psycho. Psycho. You know if you're calm. You know if you feel good. You know if you've been drinking enough structured water with a little bit of black diamond and Ormus minerals in it. You know if you've taken your daily cleansing tea. You had 3 good bowel movements every morning. And you know that. You know that when you don't have good bowel movements, your blood pressure goes up. You know that when you react and attack yourself, your family, and the world, that your blood pressure goes up. End of story. There's no pill for a thrill. Okay, it's called the perfect day. Taking a look at what you do throughout the day without judgment, just observing, and then we go in and we just go, hey, let's fix this, because guess what? It's not your fault. None of this is your fault. And you need to get that. None of it. But it's your responsibility, everyone. So don't think I'll ever get mad at you, judge you. Oh my God, please. You know how amazing people are for all of these psycho families that have been around for centuries plotting to poison us? Seriously, emotionally, mentally, physically. Look how well we're doing. And I think we're doing really good. People are beautiful. They just want to love. They just want to be happy. They just want to dance. They just want to care for themselves and everyone else. But you can't find it out there. What? Do you think that most natural health practitioners talk like I talk? I don't think so. Do you think that they have do you think they have something like this? Whether you want to believe this or not, I'm not saying I'm special, but I am unique. I'm unique I know I've traveled the world over to find the most logical, simple things for people to do so that they could get their health back. And that is the God's truth. And this is it right here. I give this away for free. And it doesn't matter what I do or what I say. If I come up against people's beliefs in the majority, I will always be attacked by some government agency. And this is why we put the practitioners protection together. Practitionersprotection.com. For any practitioner, you can never be attacked by any local, provincial, state, or international government again. Did you know that? Did you know that if you become adopted by the Taino tribe and you get your doctorate in indigenous medicine, it can't go to court. It's already been tested in the Supreme Court. So I know how to protect myself, and I let them know it. Okay? All right, I just had a huge show done on me just a year ago, and I'm going to be heading back up that way in just a few weeks. I'm going to let them know I'm coming. You know what? A lot of bark and no bite. What do they think they're, and that's why I'm going to stand up for myself, and I'm going to stand up for everybody else that wants to find their roar. I'm here to wake up the lions. I am not here for the masses. The masses don't even want to hear from me. And it's not because they're dumb. It's not because they're stupid. They're addicted to their life. When they've had enough suffering and they're down on their knees begging God, please, they'll find out they need to stand up for themselves and they're the savior they've been looking for. They will. I'll make you that one. I'll make you that promise. I want the recipe to clean the large intestine. Darla, daily cleansing tea, and black gold. Start there. Mix 1 teaspoon of black gold with a blender drink of berries, organic berries, coconut milk, almond milk, organic, whatever you like, or oat milk. I'd put a raw egg in if you're a heavy-duty protein eater, because you'll get satisfaction from it. And don't worry about salmonella. That's the biggest BS I've ever heard in my life. The only people that get salmonella are people that will crack the egg open and put it into a drink and then put it in the heat and then drink it. Who does that? Okay? So take black gold, 1 teaspoon twice a day. Or if you've got big problems with diarrhea and or inflamed intestine, which would be IBS, colitis, Crohn's disease, things of that nature, spastic colon, give yourself a level tablespoon twice a day. And then take as much daily cleansing tea twice a day to move 2 to 3 times where your bowel movements are like a cow plop. They're not diarrhea, but they're not solid, because we need to clean the parasites out and the fungus and the bad bacteria. So we want to keep it looser for at least how long? I would tell you really honestly, I would tell you to go at least 2 weeks like that. And then you will start off with 4 ounces of tea twice a day. And then you may work your way up to 8 ounces of tea twice a day. 1 tea bag makes a whole gallon. A gallon will last you a week for most. Okay, so that's what you're getting. This is not like any other tea. Why don't you go get the herbs that are in this tea and put them together and see if you can duplicate what I have. You won't. You won't. I had this tea put together by a homeopathic gentleman, and he was 82 at the time, and we put it together when I was 29 years old. So it's been around a while, and it does the right thing. A lot of people tell me about OxyBliss, and OxyBliss is just ozonated, and it doesn't work with everyone, and it doesn't do the same thing. It only works on the colon. My daily cleansing tea works on all the detox organs of the body, and you'll feel it. And there's no laxative, there's no stimulants. It's an unbelievable support system. And you'll see it and you'll feel it. And then you regulate your tea, okay? Right now I only take the tea once a day before bed. I don't need to do it more. I drink all day, and then I usually have a really good meal at night, healthy. And you know what? I'll have a cheat meal once a week, okay? And I won't get into that, but the reality is I'll do a cheat meal. And then when I do the cheat meal, I will take our Digest Complete, and I'll take 12 Digest Complete enzymes, okay? And then I'll take an extra shot of the tea before I go to bed. And guess what? Everything has been broken down by the enzymes, and guess what? It's not going to sit in my colon. It's in the toilet. Okay, so the problem is if you're going to not eat correctly, and then it just sits in there, and the lag time. You know, we need the food to come in and then get digested and eliminated at the proper time. It's an assembly line. But if it gets jammed up jelly tight, you'll be up all night, or you'll feel like you were. Okay. So the large intestine is the daily cleansing tea and the black gold. I would start there. And if you really want to rock your world and you have a bowel problem, a bad inflammation problem, or even what they call a disease, okay, I would do 1 curcumin cayenne every other hour. Okay, curcumin cayenne, it has 6% cayenne in it. You do a curcumin cayenne every other hour, and you will see miracles happen. Remember, you are the miracle. And understand something, my products don't heal you. My products go in and help to restore your circulation, the nutritional factors, and that's all. and the body heals itself. Nobody heals the body. Nobody cures the body. And there are no cures. There's just my God, if you could create a perfect day and you did it every day, what would you have? You're never going to see me in a hospital. You're never going to see me with a disease, because there is no diseases. I don't believe in diseases. That's just a belief system that people get diseases. For God's sakes, why don't you go back? Go back 120 years, and you will not find 95% of the diseases that people are suffering from and dying from right now. Oh, but all of a sudden they just kind of showed up, right? Well, guess what? What if I, and you can tell me, oh, the world's so toxic, we can't be healthy. Well, what if I told you that I'm healthier than the 67-year-olds that were when I was a kid? What if I told you I'm as healthy as any 67-year-old back in the later 1800s, early 1900s? I am. You can be as healthy as you want on this planet. You stop making up excuses and start taking responsibility, because God doesn't work like that. I'm not a religious man, but understand. And I'm not a God-fearing man, because I'm not that guy. But God doesn't work like that. God gave us everything. And I will become everything. And I will do everything I can for myself and everybody else on this planet. Because we were created to create. And you are bloody well amazing. And the only reason why you're having trouble with me right now, or you're having trouble in your life, is because you have a belief system that you're unable to reach in your subconscious. If you don't come and take a whole life coach certification from me because you want to have the most amazing life, or you want to do it for a living even, then you better go to somebody who's got a course similar to mine so that they can crack your coconut. But no, you're probably not worth the $3,900. That's it, $3,900. And into the third day, I either wow you or give you your money back. That's it. Next one will be in Stuart, Florida. And the same thing with our non-surgical. Our body work is way past massage therapy, chiropractic, physiotherapy, and all of these other therapies are great. But if you want to get somebody's cane away from them, the walker away from them, you want them not to have a stiff joint, let me ask you, what practitioner have you went to where the practitioner said, I'll give you a money-back guarantee on your first treatment, that all the other treatments combined that you've went to, we will surpass that with Wolf Non-Surgical. I've given that guarantee since I was 27 years old. And here, can we get a different book? Put these on. 1 second. Let's not use my tools, okay? Thank you. This book here is part of the most powerful body work in the world. And you know what? You think that I'm arrogant? You think I have an ego? First of all, egos don't exist, but you go ahead and try to kill one. Actually, it's lack of confidence. And I do have confidence in my work. I give a money-back guarantee. Does your practitioner, does your college, does your university, does the massage therapy schools do that? No. When I got out of high school, first thing I did is I went and became a massage therapist. You can believe this or not, but when I actually did that, I hope you know this, that I was only a massage therapist for about a year and a half. I was over it. I was over it. Massage therapy is healing in the way that it's soothing, and it's lovely to have someone petrissage and effleurage and do all the things they do, and it makes you feel good, right? But it can't even come close to Wolf Non-Surgical. That's why we don't call it massage, and we don't call it deep tissue, because deep tissue is usually just painful. It doesn't pull fibroids apart. It doesn't turn, you can't give a money-back guarantee in deep tissue. But in Wolf Non-Surgical, you can. It's an elbow technique using on a 45-degree angle. And understand something. There is not one person, okay, that has any problem, that there is not one person that has a problem in their body that doesn't have a scar tissue issue, and we can get rid of it, whether it's in your organs, whether it's in your joints, whether it's in your muscles, tendons, ligaments, it doesn't matter. Whether it's in your breast, it doesn't matter where it is. We're going to get rid of it. We are. We're going to get rid of it. And then if you do the things we ask you to do, and just remember this, that every physical body problem, okay, started off as an emotional one. I don't know how to be anything else, you know? Somebody just said, you come off so strong. I already told you. I'm here to wake up the lions. That's it. You do know what that means, right? That means that that's 5% of the population. No more than 5% of the population would ever listen to me or come and take our courses or come to our healing retreat down here. I know that, but I wouldn't want more than 5%. When we had the Ixtapa World Healing and Training Center, we opened it 2.5 years ago, and then we went on tour a year ago, and then we were touring the world. We had 100 to 200 people coming there. So trust me, people are looking. They want answers. And now we won't take more than 12 people. That's it. We won't, because we are going to make sure when people leave here, they're going to rock their world. They'll be able to stand in their power when everybody's eating Cheetos and chips and Kraft dinner and cookies and, you know, just not having any train of thought, their family, their friends. They'll be able to hold the line for themselves, because it's not procrastination, it's not hesitation, it's just repetition. And when you can convince the subconscious of a new belief, and it doesn't matter, it could be a belief that's going to kill you or it's going to heal you. You just have to get the subconscious to buy into it. Once you do that, it's you own it. So yeah, people come to us to be brainwashed, but brainwashed to have the life they've always wanted. They don't come to get brainwashed to have my life. I don't want followers. I want leaders. I want people to come and learn my stuff and say, I can do better than him. That's what I want. I want people to go out there and shine their light as bright as they possibly can, because it doesn't matter what age you're at. You already feel accomplished in your life. Do you know how many people feel unaccomplished at almost any age? Just because they're not living their passion and purpose. They're actually been programmed. Isn't it kind of funny how we're always working hard to be accepted? I don't care. I'm not looking for anyone to accept me, okay? I need to accept myself, and I need to be proud of myself. You need to be proud of yourself. Ask yourself how you're going to get there. Check out doing something like my Braveheart Heroes contract. You should be making a contract with yourself first and foremost before anyone else. I would love the book, Daryl. Have an order coming to the UK on Monday, the 4th of March. The shipping fee is quite a lot. We'll see how much it's going to cost to run the book off. If it's going to be cheaper. Go get a quote from some of the printers there. But we've checked it, and it's $125 usually to $250. Seriously. And so why don't you call the office and get it delivered snail mail? All right? It might take 4 to 6 weeks, but it can't cost that much. And understand something. This book is worth $10,000. I want you to read it and tell me it isn't. The information you're going to get here, you don't even get when you go to Naturopathic College. And I can say that because I know. You don't get it. When you become a naturopathic doctor, you don't get the information that's in this book. Why don't you go read this book and then book an appointment with a naturopathic doctor and quiz him. Quiz him and find out where he stands. He doesn't have any understanding of real health. They don't. Okay, they crossed the line into the government 10 years ago. So Sharon says, no, sorry, we English. He went use USA and was shocked how much they eat. Well, of course. But you have to understand, Sharon, it doesn't matter. You can go to England, you can go to any country, people are overeating, and they're overeating because they're emotionally and nutritionally starving. That's my comfort food, really. It's your comfort killer. And the reason why people can't stop eating is because, listen, I'm going to tell you something right now, whether you believe it or not. These two things will actually turn off your appetite. Not that you won't eat, but they'll turn your appetite off because it's a frequency that turns off your appetite. And it doesn't turn your appetite off that you stop eating. It turns your appetite so you stop overeating because you're overcompensating and you're thinking food feeds you. No. High vibrational, light infused food is what feeds us. The rest it doesn't feed us. If it's not electrical, if it's not going to charge up your battery, then who cares? Isn't it energy that we want? Isn't it energy that we lack? And that's what we do. Our program, nobody can touch us. I'm telling you right now, our Doc of Detox products, if you go and test them, go ahead and do it. They are the purest and they're the highest vibrational, and that's why they're not supplements, they're nutraceuticals. They don't even fall into the supplement category. They're nutraceuticals. They fall into the category like essential oils. They're high vibrational. You know, you can read 2 bottles and they both look like they have the same thing, but they don't. Everything is about electricity and light. That's it. That's right. When you no longer exist here and you've left to go to another plane, that's because there's no electricity left here. There might be one last twitch or something, that little spark leaving, and then there's no more twitching. I'll read this, and it's not because of ego, because ego doesn't exist. And I don't care, you get me a psychologist, you get me a psychiatrist, and I will tell you, even some of the most prominent people that talk about creativity of the brain and everything else, and I'm telling you right now, the ego doesn't exist. They didn't do their homework either. People don't have an ego. You know, oh my God, her nose is up in the air all the time. No, she is so low inside that she is overcompensating. She's not trying to be a snob. She's just trying to matter to herself. You don't understand this, everyone. The person you think that you want to point, you got an ego. You need to kill your ego. No, you don't. You need to go in and feel with your heart and feel them. And you'll find out that they are emotionally injured. And they're overcompensating. Oh my God, you're so aggressive. If we could talk to that person, we could find out that the reason why they're very aggressive in their life, okay, as soon as they meet someone, is it's a protection. You know, people always say to me, you know what? And I didn't realize this, but you know, people will come and say to me after they get to know me, oh my God, you're such a loving, caring person. But when I met you, I was actually scared by you. And I'm telling you right now, guys, I don't know how to get rid of the part where I stand in my power and then show the love part, because I'm going to tell you something. I've come up against the US government, the Canadian government, the Pharmaceutical Association, okay, the American Medical Association, the FDA. I mean, they all have come after me. You understand? And so also when I meet people, and don't get me wrong, this is not a judgment. When I meet people, okay, they're either going, wow, I want what he's got, okay? Or they don't. Or if they want what I got and they believe that they don't have what it takes, then they try to just badmouth me, tear me down, try to steal my stuff. I don't mean my information. I'm giving all that for free. Listen, when I was at when we were here, and I was at the Ixtapa Palace, and that's where we had our World Healing and Training Center. I mean, too many people came. Like that was during COVID. We left and we came down here. And I had planned to come here 1.5 years before COVID. It's a big move for me to move all my staff, everything down here. And when everybody found out I was coming here, you know that there was 150 people here already waiting because they wanted to get out because of COVID. They didn't come to me, but they thought this was going to be the recluse. We had a lot of people that were here because they had mental illness and they were getting a government check. People on disability, okay, all right. We had people that were alcoholic problems, drug problems. Oh my God. And everybody that wanted to help, not everybody, but people wanted to help me and take advantage. And because it was such a big project, what a test that was. I have no regrets. And then Extapa Palace, where we were in, you know what? They said, if you come down, we know that you will bring people all over the world, which we did. We had 100 to 200 people there the whole time we were there. That's filling a lot of rooms. As soon as we got there, they changed all the rules. All the rules. And then they knew, because they had me here, okay, that I had to take my own money to clean the place up. And then they never came through. So understand something, guys. Don't get too excited about your adventure. Make sure that you love and care for yourself enough that you're not going to jump into anything unless you've got some safety precautions. Because I didn't know that the Extapa Palace was on the verge of going to go under. So it was like, we'll get him and then we'll manipulate him, because guess what? When we left, somebody else has taken over that, and they're going through the same thing with the owners there. So, you know, really, if I didn't want it so badly, I would have got a contract, I would have put in protection, because guess what? When people, I didn't say people are bad, when people are desperate, they will justify doing desperate things, and it doesn't turn out well. So understand, when people say to me, he seems like he's mad. No, I'm going to tell you, my goal is to create 1 billion permanent smiles on this planet because of teaching people they're the savior they've been looking for. They're the practitioner they've been looking for. And if they can create a perfect day, whatever that looks like to them, we can help them. And then they can take it to the finish line, and they create that perfect day and repeat it every day. It's theirs. And I want it to be authentic. I want it to be them. I don't want it to be me. I want you to, even when you learn my Braveheart quote, which I'll say today at the end, I want you to take the quote and learn it until you feel it in your heart. And then go ahead and change it. Make it personal to yourself. You are Arlie, you are the real deal and you own it. That's what we have to do. We are the change we want to see. Live your own truth. And the reality is you don't know what your own truth is, but it's not dishonoring and disrespecting yourself. And when you go to honor yourself, you're going to feel like you're disrespecting your family because your beliefs are going to be different. You've got to get this. You are not dishonoring or disrespecting your family by loving and honoring yourself. That is BS. This is why they say the ego thing. This is why you'll have your family even come after you and attack you when you don't eat or drink or think or play like they play anymore. And all you got to keep saying before every time you say this is, you know that I love you with all my heart, but I have to do this for myself. So just know that I'm not leaving you. I'm not breaking away from you. I love you and always will love you. That will never change, but I need to learn how to love and care for myself, because this is the only way I want to remain on this crazy planet. Damn it. What is the best way to clean the portable structure water unit? You can put it in white vinegar and soak it for about 15 minutes. And then you can run in between warm and hot water through it. That's enough. Okay? Or you can buy a biodegradable soap and then put it in it and just put like a little bit of that in, just a few drops, and then put your finger on the... Here's the structure unit. And so you would put... We don't have the gray ones anymore. We just have the blue ones. We don't do the gray anymore. So you would put your finger here, put a few drops of biological soap, fill the rest with half with water, not much, and just go back and forth. And then again, rinse it with warm to hot water. Or you can put it up on the second level of the dishwasher, and that'll clean it as well. Okay? All right? Now, understand, you should be pouring everything you drink through this. And understand this, people will buy shampoo that has a lot of chemicals in it, and I tell them that all you got to do, okay, is, you may not want to do this, but you can rinse it out. But just pour a little bit of the shampoo through, okay, and then pour a little bit of shampoo into a cup. Pour that here, add a little bit of water, have that come through and put that into your shampoo bottle and shake it. That'll structure and protect your shampoo. If you drink wine, which, I get it, but understand, organic wines have glyphosate in them. I hope you know that, everybody. They do. So they're organic, but they have glyphosate. How cool is that? Any wine that you drink, you should always buy organic. Inorganic wines have 127 to 130 chemicals. If you drink wine or you drink any type of alcohol or beer, if you pour it through here, you will protect yourself. You won't have a hangover the next day. The hangover is actually where you have brain and liver damage. Thank you very much. I'm O negative and I don't eat meat. Well, guess what, Sharon? You don't have to eat meat to be O negative. For one thing, you don't have to eat meat. So just know we're eating dead animals. Just know that animal protein has to be broken down into amino acids to be accepted in the body. End of story. Okay, that's it. That's the end of the story right there. But you do have to make sure you're getting your amino acids. So whether it's lentils, whether it's beans, whether it's avocado, whether it's sprouted seeds, sprouted nuts, they're the best. Okay, I wouldn't be eating a lot of nuts or seeds unless you know how fresh they are. Most of them have mold on them. That's right. And people have become seed and nut crazy and nut butter crazy as well. Watch out for that. Okay? Yes, that's the Bobby app, B-O-B-B-Y app. And you do that, then you scan everything and understand something. Even if you were buying a product from the health food store and you went, oh my God, I love this product, it's so organic. As soon as a product becomes popular, petroleum that owned the tobacco industry, and tobacco industry now owns the food corporations, will go in and buy up that organic product and they will poison it. End of story. They will poison it. Let me tell you something, little thing. And I'm right. Nobody's going to debate me. And if they do, I've got all the information. So the reality is this group of people, okay, that are pulling all the stunts, have been pulling them since the beginning of time. They have a deal with their God. And they call their God the God of light. And you would call him the God of darkness, or she, or he, or that. And the reality is as long as they say to us that they are going to do this to the world, this to the population, they're going to poison you this way, they're going to hurt you this way, as long as they put it in a movie, put it in the paper, as long as they state it, it's all good. It's just like the person who goes and confesses to the priest, they're all good. See, I'm not doing any of it and not buying into any of it, okay? All right? Everybody just makes up this stuff. And wow, you got to think about it, really. Wow. And then you've got the really highly religious people that believe that somebody's coming to save everything, is going to change everything. And gosh, I want to be wrong, okay? So don't burn me at the stake. I want to be wrong. But the reality is, until that Savior gets here, do you mind if I save myself? Do you mind if I just realize that this is just a game, and maybe this game is just a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure where you're supposed to become the light of the world to yourself and everyone else, and that's the only way that you can escape this matrix. There. That's how I feel. What can a person do for toenail fungus? Well, first of all, that is a pre-cancer situation, and I'm not trying to scare you, because pre-cancer situation just means that you have really a ton of inflammation in your body, and the fungal problem actually came from your large intestine. Please go watch this. Go watch this. Or go get the book. It's all in there. And the reality is that through antibiotics, whether you took them from your doctor, okay, or whether you got farm-raised fish, or whether you got farm-fed animal products, okay? Or whether you drank milk or you ate cheese, you got antibiotics. Whether you did yogurt, Greek yogurt, which is crap. You couldn't give me all the Greek yogurt in the world. It's all crap. And the reality is this, you're taking antibiotics every day if you do animal products and they're not organic and they're pasture raised. End of story. That's it. So the reality is that's the first thing you do is you get off of products that you know that they load the antibiotics into the animals. And you know what they call that? Preventative medicine. So there's nothing wrong with them, but it's in their food, it's in their water, and it destroys their immune system. And now they don't have an immune system. Most of these animals grow tumors. And then what they do at the butchers is they cut the tumors out. They cut the tumors out. That's why when you're buying like wings, when you're buying pieces of chicken, a lot of times it'll be the bird that was, tumor's the word. Didn't look so good. Okay? And understand something. You have no idea what you're eating. Okay? Now that's the first thing. The next thing is, with the toe fungus, you could take things like C60 oil with super strength oregano, a few drops of C60, MCT oil C60 or hemp oil C60, mix it with a few drops of oregano, super strength oregano. And then what you do is you can take also a little bit of DMSO, just a very little bit of DMSO gel, mix those together, put it on a Band-Aid, wrap it around. That will help to bring down the fungus on the toe. But until you heal the large intestine, which is called leaky gut, which is a screen door, it's just a screen door like in a screen door in a submarine, and the fungus is coming out of your large intestine into your bloodstream, and you've got systemic candidiasis and fungus so bad that your toe is filling up with it. There it is. And if you don't want to do that, call a tow truck. I don't know. Okay? What can a person do for toenail fungus? Well, first of all, if you get on the Daily Cleansing Tea, you get on the Black Gold, get on the Curcumin Cayenne 5000, and that's a good place to start. And then look at the Ultimate Coffee Enema. And if you're a woman, start doing vaginal infusions, and you do all of that, and you will rock your world. And then stop eating any processed sugars, all of it. No processed sugars. Get off of all flour products, and just take a look at the 4 pillars of the perfect day in my perfect day guide, and start eating a whole plant-based keto diet, and you're going to rock your world. Okay? Prawns. Well, prawns are toxic. Sharon, you should know that. They live on the bottom. Melanie, what's the name of your minerals you sell? Okay, here's the 2 mineral products. The Perfect Day Multi has minerals in it, but it has 150 nutrients, antioxidants, coenzymes, minerals, and vitamins, but it'll never touch this. Go have it tested. Our Beyond Ormus minerals test higher electrically than any other mineral product. We have 92 minerals in this bottle, not 80, not 70, not 60, and these minerals come off the runoff of the Arctic, okay? And they are not rock minerals, they're plant minerals, because the rock minerals are then processed by the plant life in the ocean. See if I can keep up here. Just had an infected root canal removed. Hallelujah. Let it heal. And then if you want to grow back the bone calcium within 6 weeks, get on 2 Dentagen and 1 Meragen, and all that bone calcium will be back in the jaw. And then if you want, then you can get like a post put in, and then a ceramic tooth, and you're off to the races. And you never, ever, ever, ever have a root canal. That is just a money-making scam that poisons people. 50% of all women, if you were to ask women with breast cancer, which is stage 4 inflammation, I don't call it cancer, and you were to ask them, do you have a root canal? 50% of those women would have a root canal on the same side of the body as the stage 4 inflammation. Bam. Okay. Hello, I would like to go live with you. Okay, call me on 469-861-8884 as soon as the show's done, and we will book you. See how easy is that? All right? Go live with me, and I promise you, I'll rock your world. I'll change your world. I have nothing else I'd better do, and everybody know this. I don't charge when somebody wants to go on live, but I don't let everybody go. But she asked, and she's been following us for a long time. Don't even know what her situation is, but understand something. It's called paying it forward. It's called gifting the world, and that's what we do. And when I do a live, that goes live all around the world. I hope you know that my lives are seen by 150,000 to 200,000 people. Understand something. They don't know who you are, but the reality is they know who they are. And a lot of these people are going, oh my God, I have the same situation. We're all in this mess together. And if we don't learn to be present, we will not become the gift to each other. And that's the deal. Mimi, becoming that Braveheart, every day changing my BS. What foods are best for a high vibration diet every day? Confused with the rules of food combining. The food combining rules are in the book. And they are in there. They're solid. They're solid. There's pictures. Download the book. It's free. Okay? And I'm not trying to push you off, but this is going to do way better than me. And I got to make you get into the book. Because once you start reading the book, when you read the first chapter, you're not going to stop. When you read Parasite Party and find out that you don't need a parasite cleanse, when you read about advanced water fasting, you're going to find out why not do water fasting. When you read just this, it's going to change your life. How would you like to be smarter than the practitioner you go to? That will do it. And it will do it. And then I don't care. Somebody can come on and challenge me and say that I don't know what I'm talking about. Or why don't you get your doctor to come on? Why don't somebody call me up and challenge me? But challenge me with respect, and I'll respect you back. Because if somebody comes on and challenges me as a health professional, I get to learn, they get to learn, but most importantly, our brothers and sisters get to learn. So let's not burn, let's learn from each other. I'm not trying to attack things, but tell me that I'm wrong and that I'm not logical. And tell me that and then guess what? I know I'm not allowed to speak the truth. Nobody can speak the truth anymore. Why do you think I spent $200,000 to get my Braveheart Nation app? At any time, I'm just waiting for it to come down where I'm not allowed on any platforms. Oh, because I'm a danger to society. You better believe I am. Because society needs to take a look at itself and change. Because guess what? There's a lot of children counting on it. Brenda, so many people are going back to natural solutions. Really? Holy smokes. Okay? All right. We all got ruled, schooled, and fooled. And you know why they're going back? Well, COVID was a good training. And how about this? How about the 86 to 92% of the population, depending where you go in Canada and the United States, that have an autoimmune disease? Not one, but two, but three. Okay? How about everybody doing the same damn thing and getting the same awful result? What about garlic to clean your bowels and kill parasites? Well, first of all, it's helpful. It should be part of your daily diet. But I wouldn't rely on it. I would be putting it in my diet. Garlic's great for you. Curcumin's good for you. Turmeric's good for you. Cayenne's good for you. You know, all of these things. They're anti-parasite, they're antifungal, they're antibacterial. Coconut oil instead of other oils. Okay? Alan, your light, frequency, and vibration teaching our special dog. Thank you. Melanie, thank you, Dr. Wolf. What do you do for dogs' joints? 8 to 9 pounds, 11 years. Well, guess what? If you want to do something for your dog's joints, then you want to put black gold in with the food, mix it in, okay? You want to put Ormus Minerals in its drinking water. You really do. And you also want to give your dog curcumin cayenne to bring down the infection and inflammation. But also, if you love your dog, you can actually be trained on how to go in and do non-surgical on your dog's joints, because your dog's joints are getting calcified and they're getting full of scar tissue from the inflammatory diet that you have your dog on. It can't be a natural one. And if it is, then its bowels are backed up, okay? Because dogs' bowels get backed up, and that's why they get hip dysplasia. Yes, that's right. Oh, no, but this type of dog always gets it. No, this type of dog would not get it, even though that's its weakness, if it was on proper water, proper food, and if you knew how to do non-surgical on its hips. And that's the God's truth. And if you also, right, how about this? Give your dog daily cleansing tea in its water. Well, if her dog weighed only 10 pounds, then I would put 1/15, okay, of the product of tea in. So if a person takes 16 ounces a day at 150 pounds, and the dog would only take, I would give the dog a half an ounce to an ounce of daily cleansing tea in its water, and then you know, it'll go out and it's going to start moving its bowels. And then I would put 1 curcumin cayenne capsule down its throat, because the curcumin cayenne will get rid of the infection, inflammation, and clean up the intestines. And I put the black gold in the food, and I put the Ormus minerals just a little bit in its water. So if an adult took 40 drops, I would give I would give that dog at least 10 drops to 20 drops, because it doesn't cost much, and none of my stuff is toxic. And understand something, veterinarians are not health practitioners. And you give me a dog that's in trouble, and I'll give you a dog that will turn around. Did you get that? If you let me know where you live, I will send you to a practitioner. So it's not even me making the money. So let's understand that. But we will take your dog further and healthier than any veterinarian, unless that veterinarian is doing what we've taught them to do, that veterinarian. And you can say, oh my God, you're so ignorant, arrogant. I'm not arrogant, I'm confident. And is that okay? And is it okay that I actually will back up what I say? All right, I'm the guy who backs up what he says. If I tell you that if you put your dog on this, you're going to see changes in 5 days, you're going to see them. I've worked with enough dogs. I've worked with enough horses on this. Dogs and horses I've been working with for over 40 years. I had 22 horses at one time. Okay, and with all my dogs, none of them were crippled. None of them had tumors. None of them went to the vet. Thank you. Remember something, a veterinarian is a medical doctor for pets. You might want to let that sink in. And no, is there good vets? I can tell you one right now, that there are good vets, but I only can name, and I know a lot of veterinarians, but I can only name like 2 or 3 that I know of that I would send ever my pet there. Strong is necessary for the sleeping beings. You know what I tell people when they come to my Whole Life Coach course? It's not about you liking or loving me. It's about you loving yourself before you leave here. If I can't get you to love and care for yourself and really step into the power of that before you leave here, I failed. And that's with my Whole Life Coach course. And that's what we teach. We teach when somebody comes, they can leave that first course the first time, and they are certified to actually train on an emotional, nutritional, and physical level. I've got enough backing, and nobody can stop me. I already know the rules. And guess what? The rules are for fools. They're all just bylaws. You do get that, right? Your government is not your government. There's an internal government that controls the government, and that's why you'll never get what you want. But guess what? They won't even give you what you need. And you're never going to get what you need or you want until you start believing in yourself and that you already have it and that you bloody well deserve it. So if you've got any kind of religion or any kind of belief systems that you believe that you are unworthy, good luck. You'll almost have it, but you won't keep it. It doesn't work that way. What products was I holding? This is called the Perfect Day Multi. This is for every child, every mother, every father, everybody of every age. This has 150 different nutrients in it, antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, coenzymes, enzymes. This here is called Beyond Ormus Minerals. You get on these 2 things, you're covered. You're covered nutritionally. Okay, you'll cover your husband nutritionally. You can sprinkle this into a soup, you'll never know. Put that in his food. You can hide this in any food or in his drinking water. He'll never know. In his smoothie, he'll never know, but he'll tell you he's feeling better. What time is it? And we're on again at 3? Okay, I gotta, yeah. Okay, let's see, we got a long one here. Let's see how many people I'm not gonna be able to answer, and I really apologize. Holy smokes. Okay, I'm gonna try to do, I can't do all this, but I will do the best I can. That's all we can do. I'm gonna make these answers short. Thank you, Daryl. Yes, I do structure water, 3 to 4 liters a day, black diamond, black gold, daily cleansing tea. Yes. Yes, I will do more work on my thinking, the ultimate coffee enema. Well, on your thinking, then please do the 12 Braveheart loving steps that are in the guide. And the main ones are the love band, the smiling, the mirror work, the couple's connection. Okay? All right? These are the things that really count. Okay. I know there are many. I know that. Okay, whoa. And see how I can get rid of my adhesions. I know there are many after birth outside surgery. Yes, every woman gets adhesions in her abdomen area with just giving birth and in her pelvis. And that's why every woman needs to take the pelvic masterclass. Or if you've got a problem with your pelvis, why don't you get a consultation from Simran or from Lorraine? They are masters at this. But try to come to our pelvic course. Like we've got a course coming up in June in Stuart, Florida. And then we're going to Australia for August. And then we're in Greece in September. And then we're in Ixtapa, Mexico, where we'll be having 3 to 4 courses here because this is now the international headquarters for Doc of Detox and Braveheart Nation. And does anybody know why? Because I believe that this is a first world country and that Canada and the United States are, if not already, a third world country. Okay? All right. I thank you for being so direct. No. How about honest? You know, to be honest and tell the truth, you come from your heart, that's the way we have to be. I wasn't being direct, but you know, it's like this, thanks for not being indirect. I don't really know. Everybody, let's just call it what it is. Authentic. How many people know that the frequency of authenticity is 400 times stronger, and this is a study that was done, than the frequency of love? So you might want to buy into being authentic for yourself and everyone else, okay? And to be my own light. I know where to work on my mind and the body just by being inspired by the programs you make. Have talked to practitioners, not had a perfect day consult. Well, that's the problem. It truly is. $150 later. I mean, how long does that take for you to spend in product? You can go out to dinner for once with your wife and a friend or with your husband and someone, and you've spent $150. And guess what? This is lifetime telephone support. Okay? I wrote a few days ago about a rash I had. You suggested black diamond, curcumin, and clapper. I was already doing detox tea, black gold, iodine, tummy love, belly button therapy. The rash is almost gone. Thank you so much for your guidance. Now, on an emotional level, sweetie, okay? On an emotional level, Melanie, what got under your skin? Yes, it's about cleaning your bowel, your liver, and bringing up your vibration. But what got under your skin? 10 days to 3 weeks prior to the rash, okay? And a rash could come right away if love was taken from you, or money, or stress, if you didn't know how to process it. What got under your skin? Trust me, he means what he's saying. What do you think about stevia? I think a little bit of stevia is fine. That's fine. People overdo stevia. You don't want to overdo it. Okay, there's nothing wrong with stevia, but if you overdo it, you're going to have some hormonal imbalances. But that would be called really going to town on it, okay? You know, always go with really good honey. Take a look at our Pure Wave honey. It's the highest vibrational honey in the world. When you go into my website or go to my library. My library is the biggest self-care, self-love library. Has more master classes free, from emotional to stage 4 inflammation, to reverse the irreversible, to the going too fast. How to become number 1 at the art of number 2, spoiled rotten. The domino effect of normal living. Just go in there and dive in and then tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. These are all masterclass videos. You can sit back, they're funny, they get to the point, they've got facts behind them, real science, okay? All right? The emotional chemistry of cancer, disease, and healing. I Am Woman, okay? Blue light, 5G toxicity. Those are just a few of the master classes. How much amino acids daily does the body need? You know what? Isn't that something? You can't say that. You know, it depends. Do you feel strong? Do you feel stable? Okay, people aren't losing, when they get over the age of 40, they're not losing weight, they're losing muscle. Anybody who says, I'm losing weight too fast, and they're not overweight, they're losing muscle. They're not getting enough amino acids. Okay? And those amino acids are being burnt up from inflammation. So how inflamed are you? How cool are you? Can a bomb go off and you can wear a slight smile and stay connected to your breath? Oh, you would say to me, if a bomb went off, we're supposed to stress out and suffer for everyone. Guess what? The last time you suffered for someone, you weren't there for them. But what you did do is you made them sicker. And understand something. You walk into a room full of fear when somebody's got a critical condition and they can smell the fear, you're pushing them off the cliff. You may not believe this, but most families push people off the cliff when they've got cancer because they don't even know what cancer is. And they don't even know what to do. And the families don't even eat right. And then most families, they'll bring the person to us, and then we're doing all this stuff for this person who's got stage 4 inflammation, and then this person's trying to eat right, and the family go out and eat garbage. This is how well we've been programmed. And this is why at one time we had 12 strands of DNA, we only have 2. So now we're just working off 2 valves. Good luck. So the reality is, unless you want to become present, okay, you're going down. And it's the craziest thing. People will come and bring their loved ones and to get well, and all of them will go and eat garbage. Most of them, all the time. So now when people come, I go, I hope you know, okay, if you don't do what they're doing now, you're going to be where they are. I'll tell you right now, start taking song formula amino acids and start taking, when you want to treat, our Dutch chocolate amino boost. You can mix that with just almond milk and then with some ice and blend it. It's so delicious. And you just gave yourself the best amino drink you'll ever have. Take a look at Rami's blender drink with amino boost and avocado and things like that when you want a really hearty, you do this drink, you won't be eating for the day because you'll be power packed. What can help fibroids in the uterus? Well, one thing, stop pooping in your pelvis. Stop pooping in your pelvis. Okay, why don't you go and take a look at how to become number 1 at the art of number 2? Why don't you go take a look at the Holy Grail, your large intestine? These are master classes in my library. Go look at those. And guess what? Andre? No, it's not Andre. It's Alba. No, Abla. Abla, how would you like to come on and do a live with me? Because guess what? If you've got a fibroid in your on your uterus, guess what? If you're not doing vaginal infusions, you might as well, it's never leaving. It's never leaving. Would you like it to leave? And if you're not doing a daily cleansing tea, black gold, and the ultimate coffee enema, it's never leaving. If you don't get on a perfect day diet and stop causing the stagnation in your large intestine to cause the putrefaction to create a manure pile that's gassing off, okay, and putting poop particles into your pelvic bowl, that's what it's called, and filling your vagina up with toxins, then it's going to grow. And if you are with someone and you can't make love anymore, the emotional stress of that is going to make it grow. If you started doing vaginal infusions 2 to 3 times a day, if you did the colon cleansing with the black gold and the daily cleansing tea and a curcumin cayenne capsule every other hour, you did the ultimate coffee enema and you got on my perfect day diet, all right? There's other things I would do, but it all depends on what are you worth. I'm going to tell you things right off the bat I would do right away, but most people aren't worth a nickel 95. That's $1. And then other people say, I don't care. Okay, I trust you. And I'm going to go, good, because we're going to front end load. If you've got a uterus, we have to front end load you for 3 to 6 months and bring up your vibration and understand something. A tumor is just a storage shed for infection and inflammation that would have killed you if you didn't have it. And everything starts off in the psychological first. So what kind of sexual or emotional things that are tied to love that you're having a problem with? And you are. Everything goes together. And guess what? People go, oh my God, he seems pretty cocky for something I've never heard before. He's got to be making it up. Well, no, just because it's the first time you heard it doesn't make it a lie. And just because you've been hearing it all your life doesn't make it the truth. I think we got that one already, didn't we? Okay, Dr. Wolf, I noticed that the daily cleansing tea made my bilirubin levels jump up in my blood work. I cut back 8 ounces twice a day. Cut back to 8 ounces twice a day. Is this enough? I have Crohn's colitis, so I probably need a higher dose, but worried about the bilirubin. Forget the bilirubin. Okay, I'm going to tell everybody something. Don't be testing crazy. Don't be medical crazy. Okay, I'm walking along. Oh, look it, there's a puddle. That puddle's water's clear. What happens when I step into that puddle? What happens when I step into that puddle, Nicole? What happens when I step into the puddle? Well, now I can't even see. It's all mucked up. If you would get a consultation and you would just not go to a doctor unless you were in a critical situation, and you were to do that for 6 weeks to 3 months, we would stir stuff up. You know what happens? We will have somebody come to us with stage 3-4 inflammation. We will go in and we will front end load and do a high vibrational nutritional detox program with Cellsonic, with CardioMed Bed, with infrared, the whole thing. When they come here to Extopa World Healing and Training, and they'll go, well, when should I get tested? I don't want you to get tested for 6 weeks. 6 weeks to 3 months. Well, how will I know when? We will know together and you'll understand. You know what? If I got to go in and we got to get rid of something emotional and something physical, it's going to stir stuff up. I can send somebody to a medical doctor and they can do a blood test. They go, oh my God, you should be dead already. They don't understand that you are detoxifying. That's why we use black diamond and black gold, because it sucks up most of the poisons right away. As soon as they loosen up, long as we have that in the system for the black gold in the digestive tract, black diamond in the bloodstream, it sucks it right up, holds 300 to 400% of its weight in heavy metals, parasites, okay, GMOs, chemicals, viruses. Did you get that? So we're going to suck that up right away. And also, we're going to put you on structured water, and I will be releasing what we're doing now here. We're already doing it here in Extopa, Zihuatanejo World Healing and Training Center for the personal treatment and trainings when people come down here. And this water is mind-blowing. And understand something. So, you know what? You go ahead. You just keep on going. Keep looking for what's wrong with you. Don't have faith in your body. I'm not telling you not to go to the doctor. I'm telling you, don't be running to the doctor for tests to see if you're doing okay. Okay, I'm okay. But now you're only okay till the next test. The big test is this. Can you Can you love and care for yourself enough because you were created by God Almighty? I know it's going to be a little bit before you get this. This is why people that take my whole life coach certification and they come for Wolf Non-Surgical, okay, and they learn the most powerful body work, the best mind control for yourself and your family, or for becoming a professional and making money off of it. I mean, geez, why don't you do something that's really going to change your life, change your mind, get a whole new set of beliefs. Come on. You wouldn't want to limp around like your family's going to do for the rest of their life, because they'll never take the time, they'll never take the money. Oh, what are you, crazy, man? You're going to take that whole life coach? Oh my God, that's $3,900. Oh my God, the Wolf Non-Surgical is $4,900, and we charge in the currency of the country. And understand, we dropped our prices by 30 to 35% because of inflation. We don't want people to stop coming. We'll make less money. You know what? People couldn't badmouth me if they tried. Good luck with that. I give more to the world than I'll ever take, because guess what? Everybody's our family, and we're going to prove it when we bring out the Braveheart Nation app. Okay. I cut back to 8 ounces. Is this enough? I have Crohn's, colitis, so probably need a higher dose. You don't have Crohn's and colitis. They're the same condition. And you know what? You go to doctors too much, and you go on the web too much, and you're going to drive yourself crazy. You want to come on, I'll give you a perfect day consult, no charge. And when we get through that perfect day consult, if you do 80% of what I ask, 3 months, it's over. I don't care how long you've had, it's over. This is over. It would be really great if you believed in yourself and you believed in your body. You don't even have to believe in me. You just have to check out the things we're going to do and ask yourself if it's logical. Yes, my dog lived 18 years, barely saw the vet, golden lab. Yes, I'll do a special on feeding dogs. I can do that, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring people on that actually know how to feed dogs and horses. I am not going to pretend that I'm the guy. I know how to get dogs well, but I'd rather have somebody come on that actually sells things that are the highest quality and help direct people to that person. Okay, I am not the guy for everything. I'm only one small piece of the puzzle, and you need to get that, okay? I'm just one piece. Please tell me your phone number. Guys, don't be shy. Oh my God, I'm scared to call him. Dr. Wolf, I'm really sorry I called you. What? Dr. Wolf, I promise not to take your time. And don't talk fast, because just say, hi, Dr. Wolf. Hi, Daryl. Doesn't matter what you call me. I have a question. Do you mind helping me? Well, don't even say that, because I don't mind at all. I have a question. I have a few questions. And then I might say, I'm just going to go on. I just have a meeting. I'm going to call you back right after the meeting. Or I'm going to call you back at 3 o'clock, that I can come on and not rush you. Okay? And just know this. It's an honor to talk to you. September, Greece. You will be there too. Okay. Well, we'll see you there. But Perry's working on it. He's doing his best. And I should have that nailed down in about a week or two. My husband has lots of knee pain and swelling for almost a year. Lots of weight gain. What can he do? I don't know. Have him do a $150 consult. Or if you want to come on live, I'll see if I can squeak you in, because it's not that difficult. Where do you live? Okay, that's one thing, because Harry, tell me where you live. If there's a Wolf Non-Surgical therapist there and they work on his knee, he's going to feel better before they leave. They give a money-back guarantee on it. Did the chiropractor do that? Did the massage therapist? Did the acupuncturist? Just know this. The massage therapist, I was a registered massage therapist. Acupuncturist, I have my doctorate in it. Do I use it? No. Am I putting it down? No. It has its place. But it's not going to get rid of chronic problems like this. It's a scar tissue calcification issue, and we are the masters. They said I had a stroke. I take C60. What can I take to help me? Curcumin Cayenne 5000. Brenda, give me a call and I'll tell you. And FiberClear, systemic enzymes. And if you had a stroke, you better not be eating cooked food or animal products, because right now you need to be high in enzymes, you need to be clear in your circulation, or you're going to create more scar tissue formation. Don't do it. If you want to come on, Brenda, I would do a live with you maybe this week or early next week, or call me because I'll do a live with you, because you need to. You need to. And understand what a stroke is. A stroke is where a small particle of calcium that was pulled from your body to buffer down your blood actually got caught in a crack in the arterial wall because of acidity and dehydration, and it actually poked a little hole, and then a little blood clot got loose and it traveled and it caused a stroke. Nobody will tell you that, will they? Oh, it's a thinning of your arteries. No, it isn't. That blood clot was caused because of a calcification problem due to an acidic body, because your blood can't drop in pH just slightly or you'll go into a coma or pass on for good. Dr. Wolf, thank you. I was asking for my sister. She lives in Uganda. Hi, Doctor. Doc, trying to get my dog well as we speak. You don't have to try to get your dog well. Your dog can be well if you take the right steps. Looking great and happy. I'm clapping, salt, bathing, and scrubbing. Guys, that's it. Oh, wait, I'll do, I think, one more. Kim Edwards. See what she says. Okay, nope, I can't do anymore. But I'll tell you what, you can do a lot more. You know what you could do? You could finally admit that you were created by God Almighty to create the most amazing life. And you are never going to listen to anyone again. You're going to feel your way through. Your feelings are everything. You're going to put your hand on your heart when you're trying to make decisions. And when somebody upsets you, you're not going to speak for at least 15 seconds and take a Lionheart breath in 6 seconds and 7 seconds out 3 times, and you will not attack them. You'll put a slight smile on, and if somebody's pushing you for an answer and you don't want to answer them, you'll say, I'm not prepared to answer right now. I'll answer as soon as I'm ready. Okay? And there's no government official. There's no policeman. There's no military. There's nobody above you on this planet. There is no authority above you. I am not above you. I am level with you. When you talk to me, if you call me, we are level, we are the same. And that is it. Do not look up to me, look at me. I want to thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful day. Bye, Bravehearts.